You are all about music.
Yeah,
So
it's a different
how
way.
does it feel like to be on the stage and see all these, young people in the crowd and all these old people who have been...
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling because I'm very, very lucky because I've had incredible support from loyal fans for so many years, and that has just kept me going through the darkest times of my life when I felt like giving up completely. I've been lucky. I've had these incredibly loyal fans, and now what seems to be happening is there are people that are finding out about my 2 albums with Iron Maiden. They've just been released last year. They were released on vinyl. We did a special signing here on the day of release for X Factor and Virtual 11, and some of those people are coming to see me for the first time because they'd never heard of me. They didn't know anything about me, and that's really cool. But there's also more people that come to the show and say, the last time I saw you was 1996. And you go, I've toured every year. I have 10 albums, 9 studio and a live album. I have 10 albums. And this is the first time you've seen me since I left Iron Maiden. And they go, but the good thing is, most of those people go, I really enjoyed it.
But now they at least know you will be here every time, every year.
And many people, because the way I try and do things, I'm not trying to get big. I've been in the biggest heavy metal band in the world, and I've played huge places, and I've seen the music business from all sides and all levels, and so I have choices now because I'm independent. I don't have to listen to this business and that much money and la di da. I can go, okay, right, I want to play these kinds of places because this is where I can get close to people.
Yeah.
This is where you can look someone in the eye and tell them the truth. This is how I feel.
Yeah.
And you can touch people. So for me, I'm not interested in getting big. I just like to come to Mantiharu and to come to Helsinki on the rocks and play these places. And if I get really, really big, or more people want to see me, I'll still be playing here.
Yeah.
And here I can do a meet and greet. At every Blaze Bayley concert there is a free meet and greet. I sign for every single fan that wants signing, and anybody that wants a photo, they could have a photo. The only restriction is if you're really drunk, then I won't talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And because it's very insulting. And so I do a free meet and greet at every show, and these are the types of venues that I like to do. And my music, when I'm writing with Chris Appleton and other people, when we're rehearsing, then in my mind is this venue and venues like it and all the small venues that we play, and the reaction that how will people get this part of the song? Is this going to work in that venue? When I'm looking people in the eye, can I really say this with conviction? Can I sing this and really mean it and stand behind these words? And that's one of the reasons that I like to play these places. And everything is more personal. You meet, a lot of times they're independently owned, so you meet the owner, which is really, really cool. And the people that promote the gig, and you can meet fans before and after. It's just, for me, it's a much better way to live. I'm very, very lucky that I can choose what I want to do. Yeah. Very lucky. Yeah. I'm lucky that I'm living my dream of being a professional singer, writing my own music. I'm very lucky to do that. And in a lot of cases, I can choose the venues that I want to play, and I'm very lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the core unit of your band consists of the members from this other British heavy metal band called Absolvo.
Yes, that's right.
How you end up choosing these guys for your band?
Well, we worked together many years ago. They were called Fury UK, and the band came to support me. And around the UK, and we did some shows together, and we got along well. And then a long way down the road, I had different lineups and different things. It's just so difficult to keep a band together if you're not working 300 days a year. Very difficult, or you're not making a lot of money. It's so difficult to keep a band together, and it's so much stress. It nearly killed me trying to pay everybody's wages and all of that. So in the end, I just finished with heavy metal, and I went back to acoustic. And I said to Thomas, let's go and do some acoustic, and we did a lot of acoustic touring. And then Chris said to me at one of the gigs, he promoted a show in Manchester, Chris Appleton, and he said, if you ever want to go back to heavy metal, he said, I'd love to have a go at being a backing band if you want to do something. And I had this idea to do a best-of album called Soundtracks of My Life, which was a little bit of everything that I do, from acoustic and all my heavy metal albums and everything. And I said, well, do you want to come and try and do this tour with me, you know? And he did, and it worked out well. And then we did Soundtracks of My Life. We did Soundtracks of My Life tour, then we did Silicon Messiah tour. And we've carried on now, and then we've worked in the studio together to see how that works, and it's gone very, very well. And what is really one of the many good things about it is at the end of the tour, I go home, I ride my motorcycle, I just forget about it and, you know, do what I've got to do. And Chris goes and carries on with his band Absolver, and they do their touring and make their albums and all of that. So that works great for me. I'm not responsible for anybody else. As an artist and a human being, I only have to think about my own thing. I don't have to fill my head with numbers and all of this. I've got a wonderful manager that takes care of that for me, and then I just think, right, what is the best work I can possibly do? What direction do I feel I want to go in? What's the next thing I want to do? And I'm very lucky I'm able to do it.
Actually, the last part of this Infinite concept album, it has a song called Human Eyes, which is actually I have to admit, it's my favorite cut of the whole record, because it's just loaded with all these deep emotions. It's almost like sort of power balladish.
Yes.
And how do you feel about this song?
It was one of the first songs that we had, and we started work more than 3 years ago in the summer, and we started work with that song, and I had all of the lyrics but not quite in the right order, and we jiggled around, and at first it was called Choir of the Damned, and we put that together, and that was perhaps the key song that made me see it's 3 albums, because that was the end. In the end, he's standing alone on the new world, looking up, but he doesn't have human eyes. He has these machine eyes. And this is the part of it, this awful loneliness that he feels, and desperate emotion, but also this consolidation of everything that's happened to him, this acceptance as well. So when I looked at that, I'm like, this is on part 3, isn't it? And we just kept it and kept it and kept it, and it was huge, man, to say we're going to do 3 albums, because never in your career can you ever do that, because the record company will say, we'll see if we like the first one. If that goes okay, we'll fund the next one. But we said, right, we'll do the first one and we'll just find a way and we'll ask the fans. And the fans pre-ordered the second one so we could do it. And they did the same with the third one. So we could do it. And so Human Eyes was there at the beginning and it's right there at the end. And when we got to the end, we thought, oh, it's all sorted. Well, the melody was, and most of the music of it was sorted. But where were the drums? What were the drums and rhythms supposed to do? That really took a long time to do. To find where that goes. And I said to Marty, I'd already tried to do it, and I said to Marty McNee, I said, look,